You're listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Stepping up the ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing shades on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat. Down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hair thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Taking the mic, bodies said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. I am your host, Lord Amadeus, the president and CEO of RAWF in the game we all know and love as Wrestler Unstoppable. Co-hosting with me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, he is the P to the O to the G, Big Purple.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
He is the Paragon of Greatness. Good evening, Paragon.
Good evening, Amadeus. It's your co-host with the co-most filling in while the other one counters with a riposte. It's the Paragon of Greatness, and I'm happy to be here on Saturday night.
Oh, wow. It's been an interesting week, Paragon. We'll get to that in just a moment. First of all, let's get to, real quick, some GM and event reports. Because we do have I can then tell you that, first of all, both the Hatfield and McCoy tournaments have begun. Pretty good turnout in this season 12 of Hatfield and McCoy. We had 22 sign up for Hatfield, and we had 21 sign up for McCoy. So that's kind. I think that's a little more than the average there. So 43 participants. What's that?
I just said that's a huge turnout. I mean, people do compete for that title. It has been raising in prestige a lot lately.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. The current champion, of course, Denzel the Giant. We are still in round one of the McCoy tournament. However, Dark Warrior defeated the Celtic Nightmare, the Soul Reaper, to move on. Kenta defeated DVT to move on, and Spectacular defeated Ken Costa to move on. Waiting on Badass Billy and MTC, and then Jobu and Melatonin are the other first round matchups still underway. In the Hatfield, we are still in round one there as well. Stormtrooper of Death defeated Black Lilith. Allie Knight defeated Olivia McInnes. We're waiting on Denzel the Giant versus Des Bryant, but Michael Brewer defeated Extreme Enigma. Eerie Keeper of Snakes defeated Miss Beautifatal, and Destroyer defeated Natalia Nitro. Those people were mentioned that won will all move to round two. Other events going on at the moment. We have the Powerball Contendership Tournament, and 15 people got into the contendership tournament. The Immortal Griffith, Paragon of Greatness, Davila, Killer Neptune, Redneck Avenger, Chris Cage, Seabell, Mark Caliber, Lord Amadeus, Hotshot Chaz, Denzel the Giant, Destroyer, DVT, Eerie Keeper of Snakes, and Isaiah Dantufa or something like that, whatever the hell. But it's all Powerball Contendership Tournament is already in the finals. It is the Immortal Griffith taking on Denzel the Giant. One of them will face Sassy Applebee's for the Powerball Championship. If Griffith gets past Denzel the Giant, he goes back to try to get that Powerball Championship back from Sassy Applebee's. Sassy's had it a little while, but we could be seeing Griff possibly get that Powerball Championship for a third time, and if he does so, he would be the first person to win it for a third time, Paragon.
And, that's just what the Immortal Griffith needs is more cash. But, Sassy seems to be the Immortal Griffith's Achilles heel oftentimes here in RAWF. That could be very interesting. And on the flip side of that, Denzel the Giant, I mean, talk about coming back with a vengeance. This guy has been all over the place and making a lot of waves.
It would actually be pretty ironic because Sassy actually beat the Immortal Griffith for the Powerball Championship last year at Tropical Aggression. So that was her first reign as it until Hobo took it from her at Jingle Hell Rock. Then she got it back, beating Nightcrawler at Radiversary. So
history does have a strange way of repeating itself.
Yeah. But we shall see. So, yes, the Immortal Griffith, Denzel the Giant for a shot at Sassy Applebee's Powerball Championship at Tropical Aggression right now. Take a quick look at the biatch of the month. And it is in the quarterfinals. Right now we have Miss Beautifatal taking on Destroyer, Mabel Hair taking on Extreme Enigma, Tigers taking on Eva, and Honey Thunder Apples taking on Sassy Applebee. Seabell nowhere to be seen, so she will not get to choose her opponent. It will be one of these 8 participants. Then let's take. I'll get to that in just a second. The arsehole of the month is in round 3. We have the Immortal Griffith taking on Papa Shaker, Chris Cage taking on Redneck Avenger, Andy Price taking on Ken Costa, Hotshot Chaz taking on Killa Neptune, Denzel the Giant taking on Mark Caliber, Magnificent Michael, the lone person who has moved to the quarterfinals thus far. He defeated Rick Nelson. He will face the winner of Mark Caliber and Denzel the Giant in the next round. Hio del Segador and Michael Brewer, and then Strangleheart and yourself, the Paragon of Greatness. So that's where we are in the arsehole of the month. One other announcement. The RAWF Philadelphia Freedom Block Party, sponsored by Aaron McFadden, is over. And it was won by Allie Knight, who defeated Extreme Enigma in the finals. Allie Knight walked away with 500 wrestler bucks and 15 million coins. Winner takes all. So congratulations to Allie. Nice seeing not one of the usuals you could say there. Or I almost called you El Vacant. Almost did it.
El Paragon here. I mean, that's a hefty chunk of change. Congratulations to Allie. I mean, sometimes you got to pull those big upset wins, and that's how you build that momentum. And then the next time, it's not going to be an upset. You're going to establish that you're going to be one of the favorites to pull home big prizes like this.
All right, one last tournament to update. The Extra Points tournament is in round 4 right now. Already a quarterfinal matchup has been decided, though, as Eerie Keeper of Snakes defeated Maeve O'Hare and Simply the Best defeated Starlight. Eerie Keeper of Snakes will face Simply the Best in the quarterfinals. Who is this Eerie Keeper of Snakes, Paragon? You're kind of I never heard of this person before they came in RAWF. Do you know anything about this person that I should know about?
Well, I'll tell you, there are 2 things that I know about Eerie Keeper of Snakes. One, he's eerie, and 2, he keeps some snakes. He's floated around here and there over the years. He's a respectable talent. I I wish him a lot of luck against Simply the Best. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull that big of a task off, but there's a lot of beginner's luck that comes with RAWF. We see a lot of people that have been established in the Indies for years come in and do big things right out of the gate in RAWF. Let's see what he's got.
All right. Also, right now in round 4, we have Marquis de Sade taking on Strangleheart. Allie Knight. Allie Knight defeated Tiggs to move on to the quarterfinals. She awaits the winner between Marquis de Sade and Strangleheart. DVT defeated Wildfire. He awaits the winner between Papa Shaker and Hotshot Chaz. Extreme Enigma defeated Killer Neptune, and Enigma awaits the winner of the Minion and Honey Thunder Apples. So that is where we stand in the Extra Points tournament at this moment. All right. And as I said, the Hatfield and McCoy tournaments are underway. Unstoppable reports that round 4 will be starting soon in tags. And that is the only report I got from Unstoppable in that genre. So, all right. So that'll do it for that. Let's talk about last week's Superstars. A couple of title matches went down Paragon. Destroyer is still the Superstars champion after defeating DVT. And she's on quite the run as the Superstars champion. It's the longest title run we've had for that Superstars title in quite a while, since Papa Shaker did it a bit early last year. Actually, earlier this year. He won it on January 19th, lost it on March 16th. Destroyer won it on June 1st, and of course is still the holder as of tomorrow, which would be July 27th. Still a pretty six successful title defenses. If she were to lose that tomorrow, she would tie Baba Shaker for the longest run in quite a while. What's your thoughts on Destroyer as Superstars champion?
Honestly, it feels like she's been champion for longer. This has been an incredibly impressive reign. I'm not a betting man, but if I'm putting money down, I think that we might see the longest reigning Superstars champion of all time by the time this is said and done. Destroyer has not just been winning these matches pretty decisively. Her face is all over the place. She absolutely is one of the top faces of this company and is the face of Superstars right now.
She has a long way to go, though, to get
wow.
near the Immortal Griffith's 161 days and 16 successful title defenses. I'm just saying, it's still pretty impressive because nobody has done longer than 56 days in quite a while. The last time was in 2020 when the Immortal Griffith was the Superstars champion for 112 days. So.
Oh, believe me, I was the first Superstars champion. I was the first person to learn just how relentless that gauntlet is to run. It is hard to keep a hold of that title, and that's why I've been so impressed with the work of Destroyer.
Yeah, absolutely. It is not easy, to say the least. But at any rate, and of course, you are a 6-time Superstars champion. So
That's a couple of times,
if anybody knows about that title, it's certainly you. We will talk about Destroyer's opponent tomorrow here in just a few moments. I want to congratulate our RA Redneck Avenger, still the Anything Goes champion. Successfully defended that title last week against Badass Billy. So he remains the Anything Goes champion, and I do believe he'll be able to hold on to that for a while before he has to defend it again. Don't know for sure. Don't have Cougs here to confirm nor deny. So that's what we're looking at. We also have some contender matches last week. A few of them finished, and we can go over those. We can actually. We've got some matches for Tropical Aggression. Tropical Aggression come to you live August 31st from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, Hawaii. We have several big matches already signed. Let's take a look. First of all, we've got that Hell in the Cell match between Soul Reaper and his son, Yio del Segador. That one is, uh, I mean, Soul Reaper already beat his son at Philadelphia Freedom. I think it's safe to say he's the favorite here, wouldn't you say?
Certainly the favorite, especially with this pay-per-view streak going on from Soul Reaper. You know how personal and heated these family matters can get. Soul Reaper has the experience right now. It seems strange saying that, but Soul Reaper is the seasoned veteran here in this matchup. He knows exactly what it's like to be in one of these interesting stipulation matches at a pay-per-view. It seems to be his MO, his calling card. EO Del Segador may be in some trouble here and may be getting a spanking from old daddy.
All right. Next up, we have a very interesting matchup for the Multimedia Championship. It will be Seabell defending against the Immortal Griffith. This could where do we begin with this one? No, faking. God bless. Paragon of greatness. Paragon.
It's my fault. I keep bouncing the pecs. You get confused.
Yeah, and the mask,
It's you're right. It is. I even finding a place to start with this one is crazy. Every part of me wants to say that Sai has this. Sai has been the best she has ever been over the last couple of months. She's on this incredible role, and I think that she's not even necessarily the underdog going into this match with the Immortal Griffith. With that said, Griffith lost a match that he really isn't going to be a fan of losing at the last pay-per-view. He's got to get a gold again. That's kind of the rule here in RAWF. There are only a few rules. It's you got to do your trash talk, and you got to make sure that the Immortal Griffith has some gold. That's basically all of the rules in RAWF. Griffith, very upset right now, and Sai happens to be the opponent in his way. I would be very surprised if the Immortal Griffith doesn't walk away with some championship gold, but Sai is doing amazing lately. This is going to be a hell of a fight.
It is. It is. It's going. I think maybe I would not underestimate Seabell in this because Seabell right now is just got a championship magnet at this point, and so we will see. Triple Crown Championship looks to be interesting as well. The unsettled Chris Cage will defend the Triple Crown Championship against Jobu and Money Sue. And of course, Jobu was net. Well, how do we say it? If I remember correctly, I don't believe Jobu's been Triple Crown champion. But Money Sue certainly has. Money Sue is a 3-time Triple Crown champion. And of course, the unsettled Chris Cage now is a record 4-time Triple Crown champion. Who do you like in this matchup?
Oh, again, you're hitting the hard questions here because I think that there are 3 very distinct narratives here. Chris Cage is synonymous with taking a championship and making it his own. Right now, it looks like the Triple Crown Championship is his. He takes a belt and, pardon the phrasing, he elevates it every time. But then you've got Jobu, who I think maybe some people have been sleeping on him for the past couple of months because there's all of the elevated society and myself and some other people that kind of sit at the top of the rankings oftentimes. And I think that we're kind of overlooking the fact that Jobu is right there in that mix, somebody who rarely loses any matches, very talented, definitely needs that statement victory. And Money Sue, let me tell you something about Money Sue. The trash talking extraordinaire Hall of Famer earned that spot for a reason. I know a lot of people in modern days, maybe they don't remember what Money Sue was capable of. He does kind of rest on his laurels a little bit now and then. But when Money Sue is being Money Sue, there's very few people that can frustrate you more. This is anybody's game. I have to go with champion's advantage here. I think Chris Cage pulls it off, but I'm giving 33% odds across the board here.
It's going to be a tough fight. I mean, Money Sue, we haven't seen him hold gold in RAWF for quite a while, and he is due. Jobu currently one half of the tag team champions, so he does have a belt. But we'll see. It should be a very interesting matchup. Next up, there it is, for the Fubar City Championship. And we'll talk more about this in a minute because this is not exactly set in stone at this moment. Teflon Sheik currently out with an injury. His return by tropical aggression is probable to questionable at this point. But if he does make it to tropical aggression, he will defend that Fubar City Championship against Tigress. Your thoughts?
Oh, we'll certainly talk about that later. But yeah, Teflon Sheik is going to be coming out of an injury, and that's going to be very difficult going into Fubar City, especially against a seasoned veteran and a high quality competitor like Tigress. But if there's one thing that could motivate Sheik more than an injury would demotivate him, it is getting under people's skin. I think that he relished in the victory at the last pay-per-view, and that's the kind of victory over the kind of opponent that would absolutely fuel the Teflon Sheik. If he is strong enough to power out of this injury, I think that he's strong enough to power out of Fubar City.
Well, we shall see. Tigress, to my surprise, has never been Fubar City champion, so uh, this would be her first Fubar. This would be her first opportunity at the Fubar City Championship. If not, if she wins, first time she holds it. If that indeed happens to be the match, Tigress will get the opportunity at the Fubar City Championship no matter what. Let's put it that way. Whether Sheik will be champion when Tropical Aggression comes around is still in question because of what happened in the contendership match between you and him this past week. And what happened, Paragon? Why don't you had a front row bird's eye seat for it? Why don't you explain to everybody what happened in that contender match?
I mean, I wish that I had a better answer over this. If anyone would have had a better answer, of course it would have been me. I saw what happened, and I'm still kind of questioning what's happening. I'm a bit frustrated. I'm a bit annoyed at the same time. I'm, opportunity was placed on me, and I think that might have been a mistake for Blake Bradley. What happened was in the middle of the match between myself and Teflon Sheik. As we usually do, we're having ourselves a bit of a match. Some a lot of anticipation. People were expecting something huge between Paragon of Greatness and Teflon Sheik. Unfortunately, the match didn't get the legs that it was supposed to have because one world heavyweight champion, Blake Bradley, decided to make his presence clear, shoulder checking me out of the air as I was leaping from the ropes, giving me the disqualification, which, I mean, thanks, I guess. But what really became the story was not the result of the match, rather what happened afterwards, and it's hard to recount as a firsthand witness. Blake Bradley turned on his close associate Teflon Sheik, cracked him over the head with that championship, viciously destroyed the advocate of the elevated society, in a way that I haven't seen from Blake Bradley. I don't know if I've seen from anybody ever. The look in his eyes as he was dismantling Teflon Sheik, as he was absolutely brutalizing Teflon Sheik. The scene around us, say what you will about Teflon Sheik, fan of him or not. You never want to see somebody carried out of an arena on a stretcher. You don't want to have to see the EMTs be called out. I'm very much on the record not a Teflon Sheik fan, but I do wish him the best in that recovery, and I I hope that we get some answers from Blake Bradley soon, because what we saw was hard to watch.
Well, if you put it together, though, when you think about it, what happened to Blake Bradley after he defeated you for the title at Philadelphia Freedom? What happened backstage to Blake Bradley?
He got the old McFadden special. So a bunch of people beat him down in the parking lot, didn't know who it was, and this certainly gives us puts us together into a situation where we've got some assumptions that we can be making right here. I don't know if that's necessarily what happened, but certainly right now it appears that perhaps Blake Bradley found out that Teflon Sheik was involved with this, or believes Teflon Sheik was involved with this. It's hard to tell at this point, but Blake was pissed, and he seemed very certain and very deliberate in what he was doing.
I mean, I think it's elementary, my dear Paragon. It's obviously that has to be the case. What other reason would he have for attacking the Teflon Sheik as violently and causing him to lose that match against you last week? But at any rate, that is, of course, as you say, it's circumstantial evidence at this point. But it does mean, because you won by disqualification, that you will be facing Blake Bradley for the World Heavyweight Championship at Tropical Aggression to attempt to get the World Heavyweight Championship back from Blake Bradley. So that is our main event at Tropical Aggression. Blake Bradley defending the World Heavyweight Championship for the first time against the former champion, the Paragon of Greatness. And Paragon will talk more about that with you in just a little bit. But it should be it. I mean, the first matchup was a damn good matchup. This one is going to be, well, as the graphic kind of insinuates, explosive, I think, to say the least. So we'll talk more about that main event, but it should be a good one. Tomorrow's Superstars, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Roanoke, West Virginia. And Roanoke, yes, there's your brother right there, Paragon, standing in front of the Roanoke. Where I don't know where the hell he is. I think he might have.
Why would you ruin the image of Roanoke by slapping that on there?
But yes, we are in Roanoke, Virginia. Did I not say? Okay. What did I say? It is Roanoke, Virginia, right? Okay. Yeah, we're in Virginia, pretty sure. All right.
Maybe you're everybody be careful. Amadeus might be vanishing. I know that we're in Roanoke right now.
I said West Virginia. Well, you know, it's slip of the tongue. But at any rate, the main event tomorrow here in Roanoke for the Superstars Championship, Destroyer will be defending against Davila. This is going to be a great main event tomorrow, Paragon. Two of the toughest women in all of Unstoppable, really. Not just RAWF. We'll go at it for that Superstars title tomorrow. And Davila, I know, has held the title several occasions. On 2 occasions. She is a 2-time Superstars champion, as is Destroyer. But as we said about Destroyer, she's on quite the run here. You kind of hinted you thought that this could be a record breaker. So are you predicting Destroyer to be the victor tomorrow?
Absolutely. You got to you got to double down on what you say. No backtracking here. I'm putting my money on Destroyer, but we got to say that the redneck woman is a knockdown, drag-out brawler. It's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a slobber knocker. It's going to be a rocket buster. This is going to be a hell of a matchup.
It is indeed. That is your main event tomorrow in Roanoke for the Superstars Championship. Destroyer and Davila, 1-on-1. With that being said, Paragon, I think I'm going to have to put $1 in a jar every time I start to call you El Vacant. But at any rate, who do we go to when we want to know who else is fighting tomorrow on Superstars?
Oh, I think that it's my man, Randy.
Indeed, Randolph Mortimer Draw is here. Good evening, Randy. Now, see, that's an intro right there. Paragon, just say it like that again.
That's my man, Randy.
I get called Little Buddy by El Vacant like he's the skipper and I'm Gilligan. I mean, I love El Vacant. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of feel like I'm on an island somewhere when he calls me Little Buddy. But at any rate, how you guys doing tonight, Paragon? You looking good?
Al Paragon's always here to put over Randy M. Draw. Love the funky music. Loving being here on a Saturday night.
All right, tomorrow's superstars, I got your lineup right here. We got Psycho Girl going against Magnificent Michael, Stormtrooper of Death taking on Hot Cheese, Natalia Nitro taking on Big Papa, Starlight taking on Crazy Serb, Strangleheart takes on Kitty Kabam, the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper takes on Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon. Deez takes on Uber Vegan TPO. Sean Hitman Hurd takes on Mystic Maniac. Kenta to take on Simply the Best. That'll be a good matchup right there. Rick Nelson to take on Denzel the Giant. Ciro Il Napolitano takes on Tad Beaglewolf Dennis. Dr. Kent takes on The Crippler. Paragon of Greatness takes on Spectacular. Tigers takes on Hotshot Chaz. Andy Price to take on Sophia McFadden. The Immortal Griffith goes one-on-one with Wildfire. Evan Deadly takes on Sassy Applebee's. Killer Neptune to take on Angel Bitch. Sisaloo takes on Papa Shaker. Michael Brewer takes on Black Lilith. Roger the Pirate takes on The Minion. Hobo Ezekiel to take on Seabell. Dez Bryant takes on the Razor. Joe Boo takes on Joey A. Agent of Hate to take on Blake Bradley. Money Sue takes on Aaron McFadden. Olivia McGinnis takes on Ken Costa. Hio del Segador takes on the Moose. Boney takes on Knox Boogie. This one's not going to be a good one. I have a feeling I'm going to have to hide from First Lady of Anarchy here because she's taking on Eerie Keeper of Snakes, and I know for a fact she hates snakes. Do you hear that too, Paragon? Paragon? Anyways.
I have heard that. Sorry, I have also heard that I mute my microphone sometimes.
Iceman Jared takes on Kayla the Governess. Extreme Enigma to take on Miss Beautifatal. Badass Billy takes on Diesel Warrior. Dark Warrior takes on Mark Caliber. Mancunian Maniac takes on Ali Knight. Maeve O'Hare takes on Slashy. Chris Cage takes on Marquis de Sade. Scythe takes on Toxic Megatron Avenger, and Undertaker takes on the Redneck Avenger. That's your undercard for tomorrow's Superstars here in Roanoke. All right. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate your time. And, yeah. Say my name again, Paragon. Say it one more time. One more time. I want to hear it.
It's my man, Randy.
Yeah. You gotta we gotta get together and give El Vacant lessons on how to introduce me. There you go. All right, I'm out. Peace. All right, that was Randolph Mortimer Draw. That is tomorrow's Superstars Live from here in Roanoke. All right, well, Paragon, since you are here, sir, and you have a big match. Oh, there is one other match I forgot to mention for Tropical Aggression. I just haven't made the graphic for it at the moment. It is you and your brother Killer Neptune volunteered to tag with Ken Costa against the Murder at Tropical Aggression. Ken Costa will be, and I'm assuming the Murder is Mark Caliber. I believe it's Mark Caliber, Andy Price, and the Minion. I could be wrong about the Minion, but why did you sign up to team with Ken Costa?
I think the better question is why did Killer Neptune? That man was apparently just hiding in the bushes or something, listening to us, volunteered himself without anybody asking. Myself personally, look, he's made about a bunch of bad decisions since Immortal. He's kind of burned a lot of bridges. A lot of people have kind of lost some faith in him. He's his mentality has been really questionable. But I've said this from day one, and I mean it. You can't replicate passion for this business. The man really cares. Putting aside our both being billed from Egypt, I genuinely see a lot of myself in Ken Costa, and he's kind of strayed off of the path, but I believe in Ken Costa, and I believe that there's still time for him to set things straight, at least for the time being. If the man needs help, I'm there for him. I'm a Ken Costa mark through and through, and he's got himself into a situation with a guy that I know a lot about. In fact, somebody I have a very similar relationship to in Mark Caliber, and I've seen what happens when Mark Caliber goes off of the deep end as well, and he doesn't need a friend when Mark goes off the deep end. He needs some tough love. We saw it when he was the Joker, and this Winter character has been whispering in his ear for far too long. It's a two birds, one stone situation for me. I get to lend a helping hand to Ken Costa where he needs it, and I get to dole out some tough justice to Mark Caliber, maybe knock some sense into him.
All right. Well, that is your first matchup at Tropical Aggression. The other one that we know of, I suppose it's possible you could have more. It's always possible here in RAWF. Sometimes people like to double, triple, and quadruple up on matches, but getting an opportunity to regain the World Heavyweight Championship from Blake Bradley in the main event after what happened in that contender match. Uh, and I mean, we did see a side of Blake that we don't. I mean, he's been violent before, but never like that. Never to someone we thought was his friend. What are your thoughts on what happened and what you can expect from Blake Bradley at Tropical Aggression because of it?
I mean, unpredictability is certainly on the table now. As somebody who witnessed firsthand the look in Blake Bradley's eyes, I don't know for sure who I will be stepping into the ring with at Tropical Aggression, but I said it before our match where he took the championship from me. I said that the sword of Damocles hangs high above the head of the champion. The pressures get to you. There's a target painted on your back, and he learned it real quick and in a hurry. That once you're the champion, things change. It's hard to be the same person that you were before you held the championship. It's hard to maintain a lot of friendships, and you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. You got to have eyes on your elbow, eyes on your knees. You got to have eyes everywhere because you don't know where somebody's going to be coming at you with a lead pipe or something. With all of that said, knowing the pressure that's on him, knowing the circus that's sure to surround him given this situation that is nebulous with the elevated society, we don't know exactly how this is all going to break down for not just Blake and Sheik, but everybody else that's close to the situation. He's got a lot going on, but Blake Bradley or no, I was going to walk away from that match as the next number one contender. I don't think that I could have made that more clear before the match with Teflon Sheik, and I'm going to state it as clear as possible in this match after Teflon Sheik. Regardless of what happened to Sheik, this was going to be our main event. I think that it's the perfect matchup for both myself and Blake Bradley. Blake's storied run to finally earn that championship had to end at defeating Paragon of Greatness. And there's no asterisks next to it, taking nothing away from it. A win is a win is a win. Blake Bradley won that match, period. But he knows, as well as I know, when we watched that match, who the better man in that match was. And I don't think that Blake Bradley is going to settle for any kind of match where he is not the decisive victor and finally closes that chapter on the book. He needs to beat me, and he needs to beat me in a very convincing way. Meanwhile, I'm on the path of redemption. I took a very long time to earn that championship back after the last time that I had lost it. This is kind of my moment to prove, am I going to wait another 6 years, or am I going to finally get over my own self-consciousness, my own distaste for criticisms, and stay on top this time? It's two men with very similar yet very different goals. Both of us absolutely need this victory. I honestly, obviously, I can't make any kind of prediction, as it would be very biased of myself to do so. But I think RAWF is going to be looking awfully purple again after Tropical Aggression.
And of course, if you do win, you break the tie with Mordred Nightwalker for second most RAWF World Heavyweight title reigns. You became a 5-time world champion, and that still that's only half the amount that the Immortal Griffith has, but that's not neither here nor there. But still, 5 is pretty impressive when all things are considered. We will find out at Tropical Aggression if indeed you can break that mark. All right. So I want to go back a minute for a second and talk about the FUBAR City Championship, because there was a couple of questions about what does happen if Teflon Sheik cannot return at Tropical Aggression. Well, the RAWF rule states that if indeed a champion has to vacate or is unable to defend their title at their scheduled appointed time, then it goes back to the contenders match. So what would happen is that it would be Tigress taking on Maeve O'Hare for the vacated FUBAR City Championship. Tigress, having won the contendership match, would go first in the match. So that is the rule. That is how it will play out if indeed Teflon Sheik is unable to make it to Tropical Aggression to defend the FUBAR City Championship. And we won't know for at least. I know right now he is out for at least 2 weeks due to injury. Whether he can return once that's over, we won't know for quite a while. But it could very well be Tigress and Maeve O'Hare fighting it out for the FUBAR City Championship if Sheik has to vacate. All right. So, with that being said, we haven't talked to this gentleman, I believe, in the new studio. Has never showed up at the new studio. So it's good to be able to talk to one half of the tag team champions crown control. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Platinum King himself.
Emerald robes, he shines so bold, dripping regal, truth in gold. Eyes of thunder, heart of might. Joe rules the endless night. Crowds they roar, his name they yell. A king who cast off heaven's shell. On the throne he carves his mark. Raining flames ignite the dark. Hail the king, Joe will rise. Glory burns into the skies. Crowned in fire, cloaked in green. Greatest king the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Joe Boo now joining us here on After Hours. Joe Boo, good evening.
You know, I have to appreciate the new studio because this is the first time I've been on radio since my return. And I'm a little, although I'm a little nostalgic for the old 70s recording studio vibe of the old one. You know, a little bit of water damage in the walls, very rustic, but this one's nice and shiny. I like it.
Yeah, so it's starting to get a little homey. We've been doing it since January, and it's still it's not as clean as it was back then, but it's still pretty an upgrade, I think. So what, Joe Boo? What, you are now going to be going to Tropical Aggression to be one of the 2 contenders for the Triple Crown Championship. Of course, Chris Cage, the reigning champion, and Money Sue will also be involved. Talk to me about possibly being the next Triple Crown champion.
Well, it's RAWF, so every title is prestigious and every title is wanted, but we also know that I'm going to be in a tag title defense at the pay-per-view, and you kind of my vision's just a little more focused on that. just it's the most prestigious tag team titles in wrestling. So, like I said, I told Chris Cage when I smashed his face in this last week in a rankings match, like he got the win over me at the last pay-per-view in the Triple Crown match, but just I didn't quite have my eye on the ball in that match because I had more important fish to fry that night. But I'm coming for the revenge tour this time.
That's true. This will be your second consecutive Triple Crown title match. I totally forgot about that. So are you worried that the history will repeat itself? That you'll be more focused on the tag titles and let the Triple Crown fall through your fingers again?
Last month, I had the combined forces of Excrement Society teaming up against me in that match with Seabell and Chris Cage. Now I only have to worry about one of them, and then Money Sue is going to be Money Sue. So I don't have to deal with the Wonder Twin powers activating this month. It's going to be a much more even playing field.
Not only that, you were facing quite the tough tag team in that quite the tough challengers in Godslayers for those tag team titles. So I
Yeah,
mean,
I just, I mean it's God Slayers. They are who they are, but there's just something about Griffith and me in title matches that usually doesn't go his way. So he'll beat my face in regular matches, but the second the bright lights of a title defense are on, not so much. And I noticed that Vacant's not here tonight either. I just don't think he had the courage to face me because I won yet another match he picked against me in, which brings my record to 9-1 since my return of matches he's picked against me in. And that one being the Triple Crown last at the last pay-per-view. So I just
I did.
I don't know.
That's an interesting record. We'll have to bring that up next time we speak
Yeah,
with El Vacant.
yeah. I'll
But
get you the actual stats, like just to make sure I'm right. But
all right, but yes, you are indeed going to Tropical Aggression for a second opportunity at the Triple Crown title, and you're currently one half the tag team titles. But I'm hearing rumors that you may not be happy with just that. Am I
I'm not.
wrong?
And for all of last ranking periods, ever since I won this year's Xanther the Platinum Dragon tournament, I've been looking at the little commemorative trophy belt that I got, and I was looking at the previous Platinum Dragon champion and just how their reign went and just how they treated the prestige and legacy of that title, and I was not satisfied. And it stuck in my craw. So I sat there seething the whole rankings period, just waiting for that situation to play out. And Hotshot Chaz kicks the champion to the gutter and takes the belt. So I'm left in the lurch. I'm like, what do I do? Because I want to give Hotshot Chaz a chance with that title, but at the same time, I've got weeks and weeks of frustration about not having that title and winning the namesake of that title. And I thought, why not both? So, Hotshot Chaz, you have something I want. And by winning that tournament, I feel I have the right to challenge for that title. So I am challenging Hotshot Chaz for the Platinum Dragon Championship.
Hmm. All right. So an open challenge for the Platinum Dragon Championship to Hotshot Chaz, and of course uh, we will have to wait for his official response. If he does indeed want to accept, he needs to message me, not just post in a scene. I would appreciate the heads up because some people just think I read the scenes that I read the scenes on a daily basis, and I don't. But so, uh, yes, make sure that if he does indeed accept that challenge, somebody lets me know ASAP so that
Oh,
we can have.
absolutely. And I will make a formal challenge scene in the next coming days.
And since you did bring it up, and we haven't had a chance to congratulate you live on air, congratulations on being this year's Platinum the Dragon, Platinum Xanther the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament winner, and a huge accomplishment. Talk to me about your journey through the tournament. Who all did you have to face?
Well,
Mostly a bunch of jobbers.
yeah, they wear masks. You don't know who they are. You just no names. But no, there was this one guy in purple that was really kind of greasy, hard to hold on to, but finally got the win over him. And I think there
I,
was a
I I heard
national
you.
champion. Yeah.
Rumor has it you may have been distracted by his nipples. I'm not sure.
Yes. Yeah. It seems to be going something in the air about Purple Man's nipples here. But I went through Simply the Best in the final, who was the national champion at the time, or still is. I forgot already. And then went through Paragon, who was the world champion at the time. Went through Big Papa in the quarters, and he's a tournament machine, so that was another good one. And anything before the quarterfinals is just grind. So not too big in my memory, but those three at the end, very tough matchups. But yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
probably
that.
in probably in the top three achievements of my career.
I would
Right?
say so, especially when you consider you had Paragon and Simply the Best. It was Simply the Best, not only
Yeah,
the national champion, a former winner of the Xanther the Platinum
yeah.
Dragon tournament himself. So I have to agree that is definitely a huge. I would consider it a huge one of the biggest accomplishments of career. But Paragon, do I need to get you a T-shirt?
It seems like it, right?
Because you're getting some of the people out in the chat hot and bothered, and I'm thinking that maybe and Hobo
Look,
keeps looking like he wants to come up and start pressing buttons, so I think maybe
look,
we ought to
look,
put a
I
shirt on you.
I know the chest of greatness has a certain effect on people, but today apparently I'm just giving off the Kavorka like crazy.
The chest of greatness. That sounds like something you'd find in an RPG. But at anyway,
I'm gonna be
okay.
real honest with you. I think Zeke's looking more at the singlet than the nipples. I think Zeke wants to try it on just to see if he wrestles better. So I want you all to think about Hobo Ezekiel wrestling in a purple singlet and nothing else. And that's the mental image you're gonna have now.
Mm, nope, nope.
No, 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 no. Thank you, Jobu. No, thank you.
This was not up for opinion. This is what you're thinking now.
Damn it, he's right.
Goddamn.
And now you will all bend the knee to the emotional damage.
You don't have much of a challenge tomorrow here in Roanoke. You take on Joey A in your rankings match.
Yeah, and when you start to think that, you start to fall asleep at the switch, and all of a sudden you're slipping on banana peels in the ring. So every challenge, every match in RAWF is always a challenge, especially this early in the rankings period, when that is the can make a difference 10 weeks down the road when you're fighting for points for contenders matches. That's the
Mm,
trap people fall into. So even if it's someone like Joey, someone like Mystic, someone like whoever at the bottom of the rankings, it's an RAWF match. Anything can happen.
I love that mentality. That is the mentality of somebody that performs in the rankings. Trust me, it is absolutely a trap game if you take any match for granted. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the stats bringing in too, Jobu. Love me some stats.
I'm a very different Jobu than my last run here, and you will find absolutely no bunny costumes this time around.
are we allowed to say if we ever have to run into that? Because let's say you win a title that your previous alter ego won. Do you should we count that as you've won it before or not?
I mean, it's a Bray Wyatt Fiend situation. I mean, we just don't talk about it.
Oh, so wait a minute. Are you saying we could see the bunny again sometime?
Look, as long as you still got the hi-ya on your soundboard, anything's possible.
Unfortunately, that I can get it though. I can find it.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to take it up with my lowly squire because they had the ruined mask after the bunny mask on a pole match on my return. You're gonna have to take it up with them. But
That's right.
after their little emotional tantrum this last week, they're down in the torture rack. So
Okay. Uh,
Note to our supplies department: stock up on carrots.
All right. Well, Joe Boo, thank you for joining us this evening. The challenge is out to Hotshot Chaz. We will see if he responds in kind. If he responds by, of course, next week, that match will happen next week. Actually, no, I'm take that back. before I say that, it will happen in 2 weeks from tomorrow, and I will explain in just a moment why. But anything else you'd like to talk about before we move on tonight, Jobu?
I can't
Or
really think of anything other than anyone out there listening. Make sure to do your knee bends. Get nice, good exercise, good calisthenics. Should always be ready to bend the knee when I'm around.
all right. Well, thank you, Your Majesty, for joining us this evening, and we will talk to you again soon. We will find out if indeed you are the next contender for the Platinum Dragon Championship.
Can't wait.
And yeah, Paragon and Joe Boo's on a pretty good roll as of late, winning that Xanther. Winning the Xanther tournament, he's been on quite the streak, except for maybe that loss at the Triple Crown title match. But he's getting a chance at redemption at that at Tropical Aggression.
You know, I know that I picked Chris Cage in that match, but the irony is not lost on me. If the good king picks up the Triple Crown, that's an interesting narrative right there.
It is, indeed, it is. Let's see, and yeah, and you really need to put a T-shirt on there, Paragon, because when you started talking about stats, well,
Well, now LA's looking, everybody.
it's
Kavorka for days, I'm telling you.
All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he will face his son in a Hell in the Cell match at Tropical Aggression. And since I did not get any new songs from new music from anybody, including him, we go to his old music again.
Dark winds blow through the night. Ravens scream an eerie sight. Shadows dance in the moon's pale light. Soul Reaper walks no respite. Cloak of dread he wears so tight. Eyes like fire in the darkest night. Whispers echo, hearts in fright. Soul Reaper's call, no end in sight. Cloak of dread he wears so tight. Eyes like fire in the darkest night. Whispers echo, hearts in fright. Soul Reaper's call, no end in sight. He takes the last, no remorse. Guides them on their final.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Celtic Nightmare, the Soul Reaper. Oh, what is that smell? What is that smell? What are you eating, Reaper? What is that?
Oh, honey glazed moose jerky.
Why?
Yeah.
Mama Moose isn't in the building tonight, is she?
Well, Hobo is, and that might.
Yeah, wherever he is, Mama Moose isn't far away.
Somebody might be getting to whoops him.
At any rate,
Paragon, hold this for a minute.
What? Put it on the floor, man. The things I do as a co-host. All right.
You know. Anyways, but Reaper, we're still a long ways away between you and your son in the Hell in the Cell match. But I mean, have you tried any kind of reconciliation? Maybe some therapy, father-son. Try a father-son picnic or something. That maybe this will go away. But I mean, it's just a thought.
I thought about it, but over a month away,
we're
that's
talking about
just over a month for me and the rest of the Hounds of Hell to torment him.
The Hounds of Hell. Remind me who those are.
That would be myself, Roger the Pirate, Olivia McInnes, and Sophia McFadden.
Okay. All right. Just making sure that anyways, so they're going to torment him, as well as you. I mean, I suppose that's a different kind of therapy. But talk to me where your mindset is at right now.
I don't know. I'm running on hardly any sleep. I mean, I've been going nonstop with this probably since the last time I don't even remember the last time I had any time off. I think it was the last time
Wow.
was after Tropical Aggression last year, after that ambulance match with Seabell ended in a draw.
That's true. That was a pretty brutal match, and you signed up for another possible brutal match at Tropical
Yes,
Aggression.
Destroyer, it ended in a draw because Seabell and I both got locked into the back of the ambulance at the same time.
At any rate. But yeah, so you got plenty of time to
Oh, yeah.
strategize and get ready for that
Speaking of
match.
my son, I noticed he's not here tonight after insulting El Bacon's taco trucks last week.
Maybe he got his fill of the taco trucks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
El Bacon
But,
didn't kidnap him and drop him somewhere in Mexico, did he?
no, I don't know. I can't
Well, if
say
he
for
did,
sure.
he brought that on himself.
Tomorrow you face Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon in your rankings match. Any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've worked with her before in other companies. She's a solid competitor.
All right, fair enough. Paragon,
Destroyer,
anything
you
about
have
that
a point
Soul
there.
Reaper?
You do seem to distract him.
Paragon, any questions for Soul Reaper?
Well, I first of all, congratulations on how well you've been doing this past year, especially at the big events.
Oh yeah,
That seems to be
3-0-1.
Yeah, that seems to be your calling card. You're a big show performer. You like to get those matches set up early. Question is, and I would be somebody that might try to criticize you, maybe facing some inexperienced opponents at these pay-per-views, kind of stacking on those wins. But hell, I'm one of the people that you took on at these pay-per-views, so
Yeah,
I'm
you ended up with a concussion afterwards because of after the outside interference.
Look, I don't need to follow up with how our other boxing match went, but you know what? You showed up. You did what you promised. You maintained that record.
I knocked your big ass out.
So and the receipt's coming for that. But my question for you is, once you've finished up with EO del Segador, what's next? Are you going to try to start scaling up to some higher end competition again, or are you going to be kind of at this point you've maintained almost half of a year? Is it starting to get to you? Are you starting to feel like you might want to fight easier opponents just to keep that record, or are you going to start ramping it up and really impressing some people with what you've been doing?
Trying to think. The last 3 of the people I've starting at Jingle Hell Rock when I took down Icon. I took him down, then Eva. I buried Bruiser Omega alive. And then I took you on twice. Once on pay-per-view and once on Superstars. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Though. Okay. Well, you got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
Very interested to see what you got going forward. I know a lot of people have opinions about the Celtic Nightmare, but here's a good one for you. I'll throw out there. If nothing else, the man is creative. He always has his own thing going on, and it's interesting to find out what's going to happen next.
Sai, you're not wrong there. Oh, just so his speaking of the Hell in a Cell match in Hawaii, just so he doesn't get any ideas about having his hired thugs try to interfere on his behalf again. Not only will it be Hell in a Cell, but the cell itself will be lit on fire. He can't escape, but then nobody else can get in either.
And I assume you'll be paying for that, right?
Yeah, I can.
You want to set a cage on fire in the middle of Honolulu, Hawaii?
Yeah, so that way nobody gets in, and he can't get out.
I like it. A Hell in a Cell match.
Basically, when the cell is set on fire, it's kind of a cross between an Inferno match in Hell in a Cell called Hell's Inferno.
Why don't we just throw the ring into a volcano? That'd be easier.
Well, what's that?
Oh, super villain vibes.
Yeah, I think the state of Hawaii might have something to say about that, Amadeus.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be real happy about me setting a ring on fire in their arena, in their stadium.
Yeah, the University of Hawaii might say something about that, but I'll take the heat for that one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. At any rate, with that being said, well, that just heated things up a bit for a tropical.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, let's talk about that. At any rate, all right. Well, Reaper, thank you for your time tonight, and we'll talk more as the weeks go on towards tropical aggression.
Yep.
Maybe you'll come up with something else. Maybe you'll want exploding turnbuckles next time we're talking.
Last time I did that Griff nearly killed me.
All right. Have a good night, Reaper. All right, that was the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper. Yeah, you boy.
It's always a trip.
You think? I'm just glad that smell of the moose jerky. Boy, no, wait, you still have that. I can still smell it.
Hey, take your moose jerky.
Yeah, don't forget your damn moose jerky. You dumb, oh, God. Throw it away. Do something with it.
That's done.
All right, folks, we will not be having. This week we are taking the week off. There will be no round robin on Wednesday. There will be no after hours this coming Saturday, nor will there be a Superstars next week. Reason being for this is SummerSlam next week, and I want to watch SummerSlam. I'm sure a lot of you do too as well. And B, I realized when I was making the schedule making the spreadsheet for rankings that I had a 16 match rankings period, which would be a record Paragon. I'd never done more than 14. Somehow we said.
As somebody that meticulously keeps track of everybody the same way that you do, I'm grateful for 2 less matches per every wrestler on the roster.
What? Wait a minute. Are you telling me you're fact checking me?
No. I just keep records for myself.
Okay. At any rate, so yeah, there will be this week is after tomorrow's Superstars. We won't have anything for 2 weeks. We'll be back here in 2 weeks from tonight for RAWF After Hours. So yeah, everybody enjoy SummerSlam. That's going to watch that. It's going to be a good show. Paragon SummerSlam is looking to be a pretty good show. Want to talk about that real quick?
I mean, I know that we're not a big talking outside of the company thing, but yeah, it's shaping up, and it's good for all of us. I think that right now those other companies are really on fire right now. Our sport is the biggest it has been in a very long time, maybe since like the late 90s. We're hitting that mainstream again, and it's a high tide raises all ships. It does good for what's good for them is good for us, and I'm excited. I mean, grain of salt, I'm excited about everything. I just tried to hype up that burning cage match, but I really am. I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks for that. Way to encourage him. I suppose, but that is what you do, so I suppose I can't be too mad about it. All right, next up, we spoke to Joe Boo earlier. Let's talk to his tag team partner, the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program the Extreme Enigma. Good evening, Enigma.
Hello, LA. Hello, Paragon. Hello, weird smell that I really wish wasn't in this room right now.
Yeah, you can take this out with you when you leave.
Please take his jerky, please. And anyway, with that, what's up? What's on your mind tonight? I mean, other than a tag team title defense, really nothing shaping up for you for tropical aggression. So what is on your mind?
Oh God, what's on my mind? Trying to keep the Starfuel brand alive since AF James is on vacation. Handling my own Starfuel addiction, handling the sleeplessness induced by the Starfuel. In all actuality, LA, I do have some genuine RAWF things on my mind. I'm doing kind of better in just a week's difference of time. I mean, you mentioned the tournaments earlier. You mentioned my name twice over. Extra points round 4, Biatch of the month quarterfinals, right? Quarterfinals, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, the furthest I've gotten in both. I usually eat shit by someone like Big Purple here, or God forbid, fucking Psy in the early goings of either one of those tournaments. Paragon being extra points only. He's not in the Biatch, I hope. It's good to not be out and around fucking one for once. I'm feeling pretty positive about that bit.
All right. Well, fair enough. Uh, so that is a positive. Talk about. Well, I guess we kind of talked about it last week, but Joe Boo mentioned the victory over the Godslayers at Philadelphia Freedom. Any final thoughts on that? And who do you think you might be facing at Tropical Aggression?
Oh god, I mean, first and foremost, I'm echoing. That's awful. Um, First and foremost, big ups to the Godslayers. Griff and Maeve are two absolute juggernauts in the sport, and to be able to go over them, that's pretty fucking huge. As far as who I'm going to face from the current season, I got my eyes on one very specific team. It's Marquis Desaad and Denzel the Giant. They're loud, they're in charge. Um, yeah, they're doing really good. You know what else is loud and in charge? Paragon, your mic is making me feedback. There we go. That's the spirit. Sorry, big perps. Yeah, no, they're doing pretty fucking well. I'm really happy to see Denzel come back into the company fighting and screaming, a whole lot of yelling. He's making me very deaf with the energy drink induced migraines. Yeah, aside from my own situations though, LA, can I bitch a little bit? Can I minge for just a wee little sec about something that I'm not really involved in, but it's got to do with company?
Oh, why not?
Wonderful. I love bitching. It's my favorite activity, as many of you are aware. Um, get a load of the fucking world title scene right now. Get a load of specifically what is going on with the elevated society. What's the deal with airline food? What's the deal with Blake and his cronies constantly turning on their own? I mean, first we saw Flynn Savage get put this on a shirt, get savage, zing, very cool, a couple months ago. Now Teflon Sheik just got the absolute piss balls and keffia beaten off of him. I want to take you guys seriously. I want to sit here and say that's our world champion. I want to sit here and at least be able to say I respect him to a certain degree, but when you guys are constantly at each other's throats or constantly turning on each other, doing this, doing that, I'm starting to think this is all just another Blake Bradley self-indulgence ceremony. And it's so fucking annoying to watch. You got the woefully, admittedly talented Chris Cage in there. You have the most underrated star on the roster, Psy, in Elevated Society. STB is there playing second fiddle when he could easily be the best star in the company any day of the week. But it's all centering around Blake. The only one getting elevated here is Baldy Blake Bradley. And for everything that goes right for him, something goes wrong. Think back a year ago at Philly Freedom, I think even. I beat his ass and shut the fuck up match. He brings in Teflon Sheik. Everybody's excited or pissed off for a couple months. It devolves into another shitty stable. And now Sheik's out of the company. Blake Bradley is somebody who can't even give himself momentum past a little moment. And not only am I sick of the elevated society, I'm very confident that old Big Perpy here is going to get that belt back off of him, because Blake can do nothing except sabotage himself.
Hear that, Amadeus? Everybody loves me today.
Apparently, Big Perpy. But at any rate, I don't know that I'd want to be called that if I was you, but whatever. Anyways, so yeah, that whole situation is interesting to say the least. But you can't deny the elevated society right now holds a lot of cards in RAWF, and the way I see it, if anybody wants to change that, they have to step up.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, I'm gonna make a ballsy little prediction here. Sai, you took my fucking title belts. I'm in round quarterfinal. Shut up, don't worry about it, semantics. I'm in the quarterfinals of the Biatch of the month. I'm coming for that fucking belt. I'm coming really pissed off for that belt. And I think Jobu has a good chance of taking Chris Cage's belt. I think Paragon, like I said, has a good chance of taking Blake Bradley's belt. You keep losing members, you're gonna start losing titles. And you're gonna lose momentum, and it's gonna go back to being Blake Bradley, a couple sentences, pause, stare at the crowd, let them do the work. Nothing after nothing, week after week, once again.
I want to note the comment Sai made earlier. Sai hopes you do win the Biatch of the month. That way she can say she's kicked your ass for 3 titles.
All right, now listen here, you little shit. No, I can be angry, I can be pissy, I can try to puff my chest up, but Sai is one of the few people to get one over on me pretty repeatedly. So, bring your best. I'm gonna bring my best. I do gotta say though, LA, you said I'm facing or Randy, that little fucker. I get you too confused sometimes when I'm high off of 5 energy drinks in one day. Who did you say I'm facing tomorrow?
Let's take a look here. I got the list. Miss Beautifatal.
Oh, wowee, LA. I'm gonna hold you by the blonde cuticles here. I accepted Hobo's challenge. Where's my match against the funky little guy in the boxcar?
Oh shit! Did I forget that again? All right. Well, being that as it may, that means. So is this just a one-on? This is just a regular match between you and Hobo, correct?
Unless he wants to get frisky and add something like I don't know, let's copy Soul Reaper and make it a needlessly expensive match. Unless he adds
No.
something in, then it's just a normal one-on-one.
All right. So I will pencil you in against Hobo and switch Seabell's match to Miss Beautifatal.
Wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait to face a dear friend in the ring tomorrow. Who, Randy, I'm gonna get you. You keep making me face friends. It's like you're putting me through a goddamn anime storyline. But that's really all I gotta say tonight.
Something power 9000.
So now, there you go. It is Hobo Ezekiel versus Extreme Enigma now, and Sai will take on Miss Beautifatal. That has been changed and switched and saved. So there we go.
Yippee.
All right. So, was there any questions for Enigma, Paragon?
Look, the bastard is in a good mood today, so you know, other than not endorsing Big Perpy, I gotta say, kudos to you for correcting that matchup with Hobo Ezekiel. You just put yourself in for a boxcar crushing, and you had yourself a winnable rankings match, and now you put yourself up against a much tougher opponent. That is some credibility, and that is some integrity.
I welcome the best and brightest. And I do have a quick 1 sentence, leave it there for you as well, Paragon. When you're done with Blake, contender match or not, keep an eye out for me. I want to know that I want to face you for that belt if you win it. We'll see how the future progresses.
Interesting.
All right. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Extreme Enigma. They face Hobo Ezekiel tomorrow on Superstars. Good luck. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Golden Dragon.
He walks in silence, storm in his veins, steel in his eyes, unchained by pain. Scars like metals, carved in flame. They whisper one word, they whisper his name. In every step, a battle cry, born to rise, never die. He strikes like thunder, breathes like flame. In the heat of the fight, he owns the game. He's a dragon in the ring, hear the fire roar. Every hit, every slam shakes the floor. And it's coming like a storm, untamed. No cage can hold what the fire claimed. Warrior soul, fists ignite. He's burning bright in the...
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kenta to the program. Good evening, Kenta.
Ning, LA, and everybody else in the RWF radio. Hello, can everyone hear me?
We can hear you, Kenta. Yes.
It's nice to be
How are you?
back here. I am
How are
doing just fine.
You're doing just fine. Unfortunately, unable to get yourself into Triple Crown title match at Tropical Aggression last week. So it's kind of a reset for you here. How are you doing so far in this rankings period? I haven't had a chance to look in on that.
I think I won against Enigma last week in the reset, or was that the last one? I forgot. Before the rankings you gave us last week. I think I'm confusing now.
Yeah. All right.
I think
Well,
I get one win on Enigma. Is that right?
I don't know. Like as I said, I haven't had a chance to look in on the rankings for this period yet. I haven't had to look to see who's won and lost what. But you got a tough one tomorrow, though, Kenta, and it could be a big statement match for you as you take on in a non-title match the national champion, Simply the Best.
Ooh. Yeah. STB. That is a very big name. I've seen him work when I was still here years ago, and he's been a consistent top player in RAWF.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
you have
it's gonna be a big statement if I win.
yes, it
But
is.
before anything else, last time I did a call out for a championship, I was high. But I am not high now. And I am calling my shot within my right as in the top 25 in RAWF.
All right.
So I hope this person is listening. Chaz, Hotshot Chaz. You got the shiny title that I want, and I'm challenging you for it. Oh,
Wow, he needs to change his name to his old gimmick, Chaz Popular, because people are gunning for Chaz tonight.
You are the second person that's come on here and issued a challenge to Chaz. Did you
who's
know?
the
Did
first
you
one?
realize that? Joe Boo.
Okay, I called dibs months ago.
uh, well, the truth of the matter is, you both can challenge Chaz. It's just Chaz can accept Joe Boo and decline you. Can decline Joe Boo, accept you, or decline both of you. You know, and I suppose technically, if he finishes the first match quick, he can accept the second challenge. But it's all up to Chaz at this point.
I hope he does hotshot things because I am a hotshot thing too. Wait, that does not sound right.
No, that really did not sound right. I
Sorry,
mean,
the Golden Dragon was confused for a moment. Same thing that happened to Manisu this past week. You guys told me that he was a talker. I was trying to get him confused with my
well,
puns, with my golden puns, but he did not react until the
hmm.
end. Unlike Enigma, who was reacting, so I kicked him in the face, distracted. 1, 2, 3, I won. But yeah, back to Hotshot. I hope he accept my challenge.
Well, make sure you sent him this challenge. Have you officially challenged him in a scene or sent him a message saying, "Hey, I've challenged you"?
Oh, not yet. I've been hinting at it. Like,
You've
I've
been
been looking
hinting
at the
at it.
title. I've been looking at the
Hit,
title, all hungry. Just around the
well,
title.
Well, I mean, as I said, Jobu has also issued a challenge to uh, Chaz, and Chaz can accept or decline both of you, or one of you, or both of you. It's all up to Chaz at this point. So, uh, Chaz, if you're listening to this, let me know what your decision is on whether you are going to defend against Jobu or defend against Kenta or neither.
Or
Because
triple
we
threat.
and
No?
No. Nah. No.
But LA, listen about this. Golden Dragon, Platinum King, Platinum Dragon champion in a triple threat match in Superstars. It will be golden. The ratings will be
If
through the
that
roof.
if that is if Chaz wants that, then if that's what Chaz wants, if yeah, then I would consider it. But I can't make a triple threat match. Uh, I can't say that that's going to happen. So
Well, yeah, it's his call. It's his call. But yeah, I've laid out my challenge. I've called dibs on the Platinum Dragon months ago, and I'm calling it in again since I am in the top 25.
Well, to be fair though, when you first issued your challenge for the Platinum Dragon champion, it was the previous champion DW. Have you issued it? Had you issued a challenge since Chaz won the title?
Not yet. Because again,
Yeah.
I've been
Look,
hinting at it. I've been hinting at it.
Paragon. Anything you'd like to talk to Kenta about?
Gotta respect the dibs. But hey, you did have that impressive victory over Enigma. It was the Superstars in Toledo on the 13th, and it was an impressive victory. And I've got to say this about you, Kenta. I'm a big fan. I know you and I haven't interacted a whole lot over our time here in RAWF. We've both been around a lot of circles for a long time. We've interacted plenty in the ring, but never a whole lot on this big stage. But I've got to say, particularly in this company, that passion and effort always wins out. You're somebody, I see that you're going out there, you're doing your thing, you're not letting anything, any kind of roadblocks stop you. You're keeping your head in the game, and that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of winning attitude that gets you ahead in this company. I'm looking forward to big things from the Golden Dragon.
Did 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 Big Purple just praise me?
Yes.
I'm just stunned. I'm
Yes.
shocked.
Yes, he did. I mean, and I've said it several times on, I believe on the record that I know you're going to win gold here in RAWF eventually. So, uh,
Win
yeah,
gold again. I was a champion before. I beat Big Purple for the Powerball champion. It was one of my proudest moment in
did
RAWF because
that was that is that right? Let's take
yeah,
let me.
8 months in the company, I won my 8 months in back in 2016. I won my first title, Powerball, and Paragon of Greatness was the holder of that championship back then.
Wow, he, he's not wrong, Paragon.
That said, he's a very impressive competitor, and it's all about the right mentality, keeping your head in the game, and not letting any kind of big losses or potential setbacks get in your way. Kenta has that grit, that determination. I really think that you're going places as long as you keep with it.
Ah, yeah, that's thanks for the words of encouragement, Big Purple. But yeah, same with EE, same with Enigma.
Hey,
I'm
get
also
it right.
having
It's
my
big. Get it right. It's Big Perpy.
Big
No,
Purpy.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nope.
No, don't call
Uh,
him that. Don't call him that.
okay, Big Purple or Paragon, POG. Same with Enigma. At some point in the future, I will be calling out a world title shot too. Just you wait.
That seems to be a growing trend here in RAWF. People calling out for titles, and I'm kind of like digging it.
I
I
feel
mean,
like it's the Golden Dragon who started that trend because I feel like before people were just being mellow about it. I take full credit.
well, you can do that, I suppose. But
He's called dibs on challenging people for championships.
Well,
apparently,
you miss 100 you miss 100 you miss 100 shots of the you miss 100 shots. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Miss
If you
all of the
know,
shots that you don't take.
yeah,
I get you, man.
yeah,
I get you,
yeah.
man. I'm right here.
It's a no. It's a no until it's a no. Until then, it's a yes.
unless you're challenging DW, then it's a no.
And then it's gonna give you a 40, 45, 50-minute promo about how great she is. I mean, no disrespect, she is great, but a simple no would suffice.
All right. Well, Kenta, thank you for joining us tonight, and good luck tomorrow against Simply the Best, a huge challenge for you in a non-title match against the reigning national champion.
Thank you for having me, LA, Aragon. Where's El Vacant, by the way? I noticed he's not here.
Uh, he uh, he is on vacation.
Ah, all right. Well, have a golden day to both of you.
All right, and a golden day to you as well. That was the Golden Dragon Kenta, and yes, Paragon. I I have to agree with you. He is definitely going to be something. He's already something. But what I'm saying is, I do believe he could be a top tier champion here in RAWF very soon. I've said it many times, and you seem to agree with that.
Absolutely. So just there are so many people that have had very promising careers here in RAWF that have fallen to the wayside because one bad loss derailed them. They weren't able to recover from it. The right positive attitude, and I don't mean this as quote good guys and quote bad guys. I mean a competitor with the real spirit to just have that positive attitude of I get knocked down, I get back up again. That goes a far way.
And he will get back up again. I'm pretty sure of it. And he is a tough competitor, and he's very persistent as well. So give him credit for that. All right, our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, the first class lass herself. Please welcome.
Roślina biot bránečná häsnäs. Ta du färden annar i magge som bäpet. Ta du bröjre tjeter. Sajlage sög trill här muras ni havle fion spajna kär moroj sinde. Ha gragam med målor du till blina nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the lovely Maeve O'Hare. Good evening, Maeve.
Good evening, Bossman. Good evening, Morcorcra. What the feck is that?
It's the vacant scarecrow.
That is uncanny and I don't like it. Put it away.
But it's lap. It's fine.
No.
It can go with the jerky.
How are we going to say? I don't think anyone should be eating that because cured meat shouldn't smell that off.
But it's been cured. It's no longer ill.
Because it's dead.
And it being honey glazed, it probably doesn't help either. But at any rate,
I have never in my life smelled anything you're actually supposed to put in your mouth that smelled this bad.
Nope.
No, yeah. I mean, we need a hobo to come in here so he can air the place out.
I don't want to judge folks for what they put in their mouths because what they do with their mouths is their own business. I just, I've never been that desperate.
This is bait, and I will not play to it.
I don't think you're going to catch anything with that bait.
Hey, today, Paragon's catching everything.
Well, it's because of those hussy legs of yours.
See, she had to bring up the legs. Everyone's talking about the nipples. She brings up the legs.
Do you want me to talk about your nipples?
No. Okay, that's on me. That was my fault. That was my fault.
See, English knows all about the hussy legs.
Look, I was just trying to bring you the scarecrow, be polite for you, because I know you like to sit on a lap. Can't come near these very, very modest legs. No, I was giving you a
You
scarecrow.
could fit half the population of New Zealand on those legs.
Why? Good to see you, Maeve. How you doing?
Oh, I'm keeping well, McCorker. How's yourself?
I've been better.
Well, that's a shame.
And by the way, Maeve, for your information, it says F Axis. He does not like axes, and that's why his shirt says F Axis.
Of course, it's what it says, Bossman.
That's what that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I figured he was doing some sort of office cosplay, and he's going to start asking folks about staplers any minute.
Hey, we're pro knives here, anti axes, unless Uncle Frank shows up.
Well, I think most of us are anti-Axis. We fought a whole war about that.
Ever the
Okay,
wordsmith, Maeve O'Hare.
You seem a little winded.
So Maeve mentioned that there's a possible chance that you will still be challenging for the Fubar City Championship at Tropical Aggression.
I weren't expecting to hear that today. I can tell you that much for free.
Yeah, well, we know it didn't go your way last week.
Well, Tiggs had me outthought, and she won the match fair and square. It were a good match. She certainly deserves that shot at the title, so I'm not begrudging her that. But if you come to me next month and you say, it turns out that Sheik didn't come to Hawaii, I'm not going to shed a tear. More Corcora's a bigger, better person than me with all of this. Oh, I hope that he's all right and he gets better soon. I don't hope that. I don't want to see him back. I don't miss him. I'm not concerned about him. And I can't say that I feel even the least bit bad if I get to step into that match.
Oh, let's be very clear. There's no missing that man. I saw something very ugly. Was not pleased with it. You shouldn't be pleased.
Of course, you saw something very ugly. You're in the ring with Teflon Sheik.
but far from miss that man. And you're on fire today with the comebacks.
The hair.
Perhaps it is.
Sibel, you're my friend. And I don't want to be rude to you because I like you for all that you have poor taste in other friends. So what I'm going to say is that the version of Teflon Chic that has been carefully curated for your consumption is not the version of Teflon Chic that most of the rest of us have the misfortune to know. And I'm very happy for yourself that you ain't seen the real Teflon Chic yet. I hope you never have to. I'm not rude, Destroyer. I'm very polite. You can ask anyone.
Cannot confirm. Absolutely not. Cannot confirm. I mean, yeah, she's lovely. I'm on the co-host today. I gotta be nice.
I'm not rude, am I?
No, never.
She's so rude that she's probably calling everybody out here sweat hogs. That's all I'm saying.
Does that make me Mr. Wait a minute.
Now I've got to go get someone airbrushed on my tights.
If she's calling you all sweat hogs, does that make me Mr. Cotter?
Wow. We always go on adventures with Maeve O'Hare when she's on the air.
I'm here to help.
Indeed you are. And you are always a huge help. But who did Randy say you're facing tomorrow? Do you recall? So that I don't have to look it up?
Give me a second and I'll pull it out of my long-term storage here.
Oh, I found it.
Oh.
Slashy.
That's right. I knew. For some reason, I kept thinking DW, and then I was like, no, that's not quite right.
No, you're taking on Slashy tomorrow here in
It's
Roanoke.
more different.
As
Roanoke,
long as the slashes are with knives and not axes.
here in Roanoke, East Virginia.
Yeah,
Yes,
I do wonder how you pick some of these places.
well, you know, we've never been to. This is actually our first time ever in Roanoke. So,
Does that mean
you
it's
know,
going to be our last?
I mean, depends on how things go. If nobody sets fire to the place.
No, that's happening next month at Tropical Aggression. Didn't
Yes,
you hear?
I know. Don't remind me. That's one. She whiz. Fire.
Well, you know, if you didn't have more Corker over here encouraging folks' bad behavior,
Right?
How is this on me? How? Nope.
It's them effing nipples.
Look, I can't help it today.
Nipples?
It's Kavorka gone wild. I don't know what's going on. My influence is clearly bad, but Maeve O'Hare is an absolutely lovely and eloquent speaker. I'm sure that she's got something more important to talk about than the old nippas of greatness.
I certainly didn't come on here expecting to talk about your mammary glands. But no, I'm facing Slashy tomorrow. I feel like I just faced him like a week or two ago. So I think Randy might be getting a little lazy on us.
Well, it happens.
It does. It's certainly better than sometimes when I've faced the same person 3 or 4 times in a rankings period.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to complain too much because the last thing I need is for Randy to do his job too well and start putting me up against people like more Korkra and English.
There you go. See. But yeah, so yeah, you got Slashy tomorrow, and possibly, just possibly, we do not know yet. As we know, Sheik is out for at least 2 weeks, so you may get that opportunity at the Fubar Sea Championship.
I certainly won't turn up my nose at it if it comes along. But as I said before I ever had my match against Tiggs, since she did go on and win, if she ends up facing Teflon Sheik for that Fubar title, I will be there with bells on, cheering her on every step of the way.
All right. I mean, I think a lot of us will be if we're going to be honest.
Suddenly, there are going to be a lot of Tiggs fans out there.
And apparently Blake Bradley might be one of them after the beatdown that he gave to Sheik.
Best day's work Blake Bradley's done in quite a while.
Wow. Yeah. But at any rate, Paragon, anything you'd like to ask Maeve?
So when you show up to Tropical Aggression with Teflon Sheik airbrushed on your trunks, how are you going to feel about the looks that you're going to be getting?
I mean, if I were going to do something like that, I would also have to be covering my face. So maybe I'll get one of those veils that they wear over there. You know, cover me from, you know, the top of my head to like my midriff, and then just have Teflon right there where he belongs.
You know, Errol Vacant would have a coronary if you wore something like that.
You know, I wouldn't get sunburned in something like that.
That's a good point. That is a good point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Errol Vacant would not be happy about that. But then again, he's always got Destroyer's poster to lean back on, so
he can go enjoy Tiggs's match.
Iceman
other redheads for him to ogle.
Iceman Jur is in the chat. He said he thinks Randy hates it. I don't know. You got Kayla the governess. Is that a bad draw for you tomorrow, there, Jer? Jer? I'm assuming it's Jer.
My understanding is that it's Jer.
Yeah. What? And yeah. There you go. See
Frozen Jeremy's all right with this match.
Frozen, is that Iceman Jeremy?
I don't know.
It's obviously not Jeremiah because he's a bear and not a bullfrog.
Could be Jerome.
I mean, to be fair, Jer. Anyway, to be fair, most folks in RAWF are not what I would call easy draws.
No, I mean there are a
I mean,
few.
there are a few, and I'm not going to name any names. But they might have been on the show earlier in the night. Who I'm always excited to
Very
see in
rude. I'm
rankings.
right here.
If the purple shoe fits,
I wear white boots, thank you very much.
you do. I can see it because it sets off the tan of your legs perfectly.
Anyway, we were talking about
I was talking about the fact that there aren't a lot of easy draws in RAWF. But that being said, in the unfortunate event that Sheik makes a recovery and is able to make it to Tropical Aggression to have his matches, I am in the market for a match of my own for Tropical Aggression. And I thought I hadn't done this in a while, so I will throw it out there and tell folks that I am open for challenges for Tropical Aggression, and if someone gives me an interesting offer, I will take it.
All right. Mind you, you are still in the biatch as well, so there's a opportunity there still to possibly face the estrogen champion Sai. So,
And I always enjoy facing Sibel. Um, I have a multi-faced enigma in my path first on. So let me get past them, and then I'll worry about what comes next. But yeah, so if you also are looking for something interesting to do with your time when we go to Honolulu, hit me up. I'll make a scene, and folks can come make their most interesting offers to me.
Kenta's suggesting a beach volleyball match.
Oh, I can't go running up and down the beach. I'll give myself a black eye.
I just gotta say, I mean, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, people. Anyone out there listening, anybody that catches the replay, Maeve O'Hare always makes a spectacle at these pay-per-view events. It's going to be a hot one in Honolulu, and right now the Irish Firestorm is wide open. This is a huge opportunity for somebody to be a part of something that will definitely be one of the highlights of the show.
That might be the nicest thing you've ever said about me, Morcorcra.
That you're wide open? He said that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I said.
Well, you heard it here first. Maeve O'Hare's open for business.
Oh, my word.
Good night, boss man. Good night, Morcorcra.
We need to get that sound clip and put it on the board.
No, we don't. I don't do that anymore. That was a blog talk thing, unfortunately. But with anyways, all right. So good night, Maeve. Thank you very much for your time. Well, Paragon, I think that's about all the time we have for this evening. I don't think we're going to get any more callers. So with that being said, one last chance to talk about the main event at Tropical Aggression, yourself versus Blake Bradley, an opportunity to get the World Heavyweight Championship back.
Look, I know that there's every reason in the world for me to be bitter about losing that championship. I was on the precipice of a pretty impressive milestone as far as records with that championship go. It took me famously a very long time to earn it back, and myself and Blake Bradley have a very rocky relationship at best. With that said, I had one goal in mind when I became the RAWF World Champion, and that was to lose it to a first-time champion. I was able to achieve that. Blake now, it's not a first-time champion. He's already won that title, so now I'm not going to feel real happy if Blake Bradley wins that match. I don't know what kind of situation he's got going on with Teflon Sheik, but I think it's time that Blake Bradley realizes that it's a lot harder being a champion than winning the championship.
All right. Well, that's going to be a hell of a main event at Tropical Aggression. I'm going to take a last-minute check to make sure none of the other contender matches finished while we were talking, because that tends to happen sometimes. But that does not appear to be the case. So I do see Nox Boogie defeated Killer Neptune. That's always interesting. Anyways. So, with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all listening. Remember, there will be no RAWF After Hours next week, nor will there be a round robin this week or a Superstars next weekend. All of it we will return in 2 weeks from tonight. And by then, the card for Tropical Aggression shall have taken form, I would think. So, for the Paragon of Greatness, Paragon, you get to say it live on air. Go for it.
This has been RAWF After Hours, and you stay classy, San Diego.
I am Lord Amadeus. This has been RAWF After Hours. Good night, everybody.